The main reason people learn memory techniques is because they think it's going to allow them to memorize faster. They think if they learn this one technique or system, then boom, they can instantly memorize information. Well, that's not true. Speed memorization only happens in a specific field with a specific type of information like cards and numbers. Outside of that, like useful information, presidents, countries, books, whatever it may be, speed memorization is very limited. Now, when it comes to memorizing numbers, binary, things like that, you can go extremely quickly. That's because you can have a system behind the information that you're learning. So the world record for memorizing the most binary digits in 1 second is 20 digits. Now let me just show you how many that is and how it looks like when you're actually trying to memorize it in 1 second. So the digits are going to appear to the left over here. So let me click. And there you go. So you just had 1 second to memorize all 20 digits. And even myself, I couldn't even recognize all 20 digits at the time, right? It's not enough time for me to go through and read them all. But someone did that. Now the reason is because they might have a system, I'm not exactly sure, but the way I would go about it is having my binary system, number system. And so when I see, 93, I think of Big Bird. And yes, 93 might not always appear in the same place, but it might appear at some point. Just like when it comes to cards. The King of Spades, yes, the King of Spades might not be first the next time I memorize the deck of cards, but a King of Spades will appear somewhere in the deck. And so that's why speed memorization only works for this type of information. Other type of information, it just doesn't work. So let's say you're learning vocabulary. Now the thing is, you won't be able to memorize 20 vocabulary words in 1 second. Just like how someone can memorize 20 binary digits in 1 second. And that's because you just don't know what the information might hold. So right here, you can see intend, have in mind as a purpose, but then, you keep scrolling down. Some of these definitions are a little bit longer than that one. And so they vary on the complexity of the definition, right? Of the word itself. And so that's why you can't really memorize useful information at a quick speed like numbers, cards, basic names, things like that. And that's because this information constantly changes. You can never predict what the word might be, what the definition might be, how long the definition could be. And so when it comes to this information, the best thing you could do is get better at the system in which you use, the method, technique, or system that you use to learn the information. That's going to allow you to memorize as quickly as possible. So I might not be able to predict what the definition might be, what the word might be, but I could practice the skill of changing the word into an image and the definition to an image. If the definition is huge, I could change it down into something more tangible for me, reword the definition, then boom, memorize that. And so I could get great at that process because that's what's going to allow you to memorize information a million times faster. And that's what you need to focus on. Getting really good at the process that you're using, the techniques, methods, and systems, because that's going to help you memorize information a lot faster than just trying to memorize the information itself, trying to get really good at predicting the information, because you'll never be able to predict what information you're going to learn. It's always going to be a surprise. But if you're great at the systems, techniques, and methods, then it doesn't really matter what information you're going to get because you're able to use the process to help you break it down as quickly as possible, use the correct method, and memorize it. So hopefully this video makes sense. And I just want to, show you this idea because a lot of people think that one technique, one system can allow you to memorize something like that easily. But it's not true. It's not true. This is its own area where it takes a lot of time and effort to train. But for this, it's not going to take as much time and effort, but it's still going to take time for you to actually get the system and process down perfectly as possible. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.